Hey, what's going on guys? In this tutorial we're going to make an amazing and beautiful looking movie app with just vanilla JavaScript. So if you're excited to build this amazing and mind-blowing project, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon, and also tell me in the comments what kind of projects you want in the future. So in this project what we will do is we will work with the APIs. So you will learn how we can get the data from the APIs. We will use third party API of this TMDB, the movie database. We will use the APIs from this website, and then the data that we will get we will implement into our website. So the data that we will get will be in the form of JSON. So this is the design of this website or this movie app. As you will see, the main functionality is the movies, and also we have implemented this search functionality. So for example, let's search something. So I have searched the first. Now you will see all of the movies are becoming with the name of first. So as you will see, the search functionality is also working properly. Now what we will do is we will go to our code editor and build this website or this movie app from scratch. So first of all, let's go to our code editor. So in the code editor I have three files: HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So HTML file is empty. In CSS file I have just two colors which I'm going to use for this styling. And then in the JavaScript file I have these APIs from the movie database. I will tell you how you can get these APIs from this website. I will explain everything that you need to understand. So first of all, what we will do is we will go to our HTML file, and then we will create a boilerplate. Let's save it. And then first of all, what we will do is we will import our style sheet and our JavaScript file. So the JavaScript file that I will import will be here in the script source with the name of script.js. Let's save it. So we import our CSS file in the head section and JavaScript file in the body at the end of our code of HTML. This is because we want our page. So when the website load, we want first of all the designing of our website. So this designing must load first, then the functionality which is in the JavaScript file, so it can be load later. So it does. This is the thing, the reason that that's why we use script or import JavaScript file at the end of the body. Now as you see in the demo of this website, we have two sections: the header section. The header section we have this navbar or the search bar, and then we have this main section in which we have different movies that we are getting from the movies database. So also, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I have also a different playlists on this YouTube channel: Node.js, data structure algorithm. And if you want to learn about HTML, CSS and want to build different projects about the HTML and CSS, I have a lot of projects. So as you will see, here is also 12-hour tutorial about the projects. And if you want to master the JavaScript, here is the different projects that you can build to improve your vanilla JavaScript skills. So this tutorial will also be added to this playlist. So let's go to our code editor, and in the code editor first of all we will have a header, and in this header what we will have a form with the ID of form. And oops, we don't want an action. And in this form what we will have is we will have our input field. So this will be the input field that we'll use for search box. So I will create an input field. So it has an ID of input, and it will also have a class. So let's give it a class of ID of search and also a class of search, because it has the functionality of search. and give it a placeholder. So the placeholder is going to be the search. Let's save it, and under this form we have a header, and here what we will do is we will create the main section with the id of main. And let's go to the demo of this app, and here you will see this is the header part in which this search bar will be present, and then we have this main section in which all of these movies will be present. So let's go to code editor and let's build. So all of the data that we are showing here will come from the JavaScript file, and we don't have anything in our HTML file. Here it will just be an empty main. So for demo purposes or for the designing of this single movie item that we will get, or we can say the single movie that we will get from the movie database, we have to design it in our HTML file, and we will remove it later when we will work with the JavaScript file. So let's create a class. So it will be a div with the class of movie, and in this movie what we will have is we will have these images, this title, the rating here, and the overview that we are seeing here. So let's go to our HTML file, and here first of all we will have an image. The image source is going to be here. I have this demo image. In the later part we will get all of these images from the movie database. So its name is image1.jpg. Let's save it, and underneath this what we will do is we will create a new div with the class of movie info, and in this div we will have our title and the rating. So first of all we will have h3, which will say movie title, and underneath this we will have a span tag. So this span tag, what it will do is it will hold the name, or we can say the rating that we will get from the movie database. So let's give it a 9.7. Let's save it. Now you will see the 4 here you see is the rating. Now what I will do is underneath this I will create an other div. So what this div will do is this div will hold the overview section. So the overview div will be under this span. I will create a div with the class name of overview, and in this overview we will have a content. So first of all give it the heading of overview, and underneath this we will have a lorem 20, which will be the content. So let's save it. Now what we'll do is we will open it with the live server and see how it's looking right now. Now you will see we don't have anything here and it's not looking good. We have to style it with our CSS file, and for this we will go to the style.css. These are the two colors that we will use for our app. Now what I will do is I will remove the default margin, so it will be margin will be 0. And in the next step what I want to do is I want to target the body. So let's target the body and give it a background color. So the background color that we want to give is will be the secondary color, not a primary one, because we want a gray background. So it will be secondary. Let's save it, and now you will see our background has this gray like color. Now in the next step what I will do is, so let's go to the next step, give it a font family of sans serif, and now give it, so let's save it. So I think we should give a margin 0 here, and in this we just give the box sizing of border box. So let's just give it a box sizing of border box. Let's save it, and now what we want to do is, so let's move to the next step and target the header. In the header we have the search input field, and let's style it. First of all, give it the padding. So padding is going to be 1 rem. From all around, display is going to be the flex. Oops. Display will be flex, and we want the search field in the center. So for this, what I will do is I will use the justify content of center, and then at last I will give it a background color of the primary color. Let's save it, and now you will see a change here. Now you will see, just compare it with this. So search input field has become at the center, and we have a background color. We have to fix this image issue, and then we will design different things. So let's go to our code editor. So we are done with the header. Next step is going to be that we want to target the search field. So in the search field, what I want to do is we have given it a class of search, and just give the background color of transparent. Also give it a border. So border is going to be the 2 pixel solid, and it will be not primary, it will be secondary color. Let's save it. So as you will see, we have a transparent background, and we will remove this outline. Now in the next step, what I want to do is, we have given it background color border. Just give it a border radius. So the border radius that I want to give is the 50 pixel, because we want of these we can say borders to be rounded, or we can say the corners to be a rounded one. Give it a font size. So the font size will be 1 rem will be enough, I think. So in the next step, I will give it a padding, so we have some spacing between them. Between these input fields, padding is going to be 1 rem, and then color is going to be, so where primary color. Let's save it, and now you will see here we have this input field. It's looking good right now, but we just have to fix some of the issues, which are these kind of things, such as the outline and the color of these placeholder. Now if I will type, you can't see anything. So let's go to our code editor. Now we want to change the color of the placeholder, so target the search. So in this search, what we want to target is, we want to target the placeholder. So for this placeholder, we will give the color of white. Let's save it, and now you will check. Now you will see, let's refresh the page, and now we have a white color for this search term. As you see, when we are typing, we are not seeing anything. So in the search field, here is, let's give it a color of something like white. I think it will look good when we will type. So let's type something. Now you will see we are seeing things. So let's remove this outline, which is not looking good right now. So I will target this search with the pseudo selector of focus. So for this, we don't want an outline, so outline will be none. Let's save it, and now you will see, when I will click on it, we don't have any outline. So it's looking good. We are done with the styling of the search input field, and in the next step, what I want to do is, I want to target the main section. So the main section is going to be the this one. I will show you in the demo, this main section, which will contain all of the movies. So let's go to code editor and design this. So we will use display of flex for this. So display will be flex. Justify content is going to be some, so instead of giving the justify content, just give it a flex wrap of wrap. So what it will do is, as you will see here, so let's, oops, what's happening here. So just inspect it. And now you will see what this flex wrap of wrap will do. So as you will see, if there is not enough space for the, for example, three movies, when our screen will become smaller, it will wrap this movie into the next line and in the similar way. So this is very good step for the responsiveness of our applications. Now let's go to the code editor, and we have flex wrap of wrap. And then what I want to do is I want to target the individual movie and want to style it. So as you see now, our website is not looking good. We have to fix the image issues and also the styling of this movie. So let's target the movie, and in the movie we will give it a width of 300 pixel. So movie will have a width of 300 pixel. Margin will be 1 rem. So margin will be 1 rem for all around. So these movies will have some spacing between them. And now below the margin, what I want to do is I want to give it a background color. So the background color for these movies is going to be in the where we will use the primary color. So let's give it a primary color, and also we want a box shadow. So the box, oops, I have forgot the semicolon. So for the box shadow, what we want is we want 0, 4 pixel, 5 pixel, and then RGBA with 0.2, which is a black color. Let's save it. Now in the next step, what I want to do is I want to give the position of relative, because we want the movie to be relative, and we want to place this the overview as the absolute, and we will implement this animation for it. So as you will see here, so position will be relative for this movie class, and overflow will be hidden. We don't want to show the overflow, and border radius is going to be something like, I think 3 to 4 pixel will be enough. So let's use the 3 pixel. Now you will see there will be no change here because the image is not looking good right now. So as you will see, we will fix it. Just target the image. So in the movie class we have an image. So in the movie class we will have an image. Just give it a width of 100%. Let's save it, and now you will see a change here. Now you will see with just one line of code, our app is looking very good. So if I will comment it out, you will see it's not looking good. But if I will uncomment it, now you will see it has working. So front end development is all about these subtle changes which you have to notice. Now you will see we have one item here, movie item. So let's go to our HTML file. What I will do is I will copy this and paste it 2 more times. So we have more movies here, and so we can design it and we can see the responsiveness of it. So when we will start JavaScript a few minutes later, we will remove all of these movies from our HTML file, and all of data will come from this movie database, because we will use these APIs and fetch API to get data from these APIs. And I will also tell you how you can use these APIs and how you can get these APIs from the movie database. So we have done with the styling of the movie image. Now we want to style the movie info. So movie dash info, and movie info will contain the title, the also the rating and overview. Now let's target the movie info, and here we will use the color of this one, which will be this. Oops. Now move to the next line and use the display of flex. We want it to be flex. Display will be flex. Align items will be center. Justify content will be something like space between, I think will be good one. so it will be space between. Also give it a padding, so the padding that we want to give it is 0.5 rem, 1 rem and 1 rem. Oops. Let's save it. So the 0.5 rem will be from top and bottom, and 1 rem and this will be from left and right. So as you will see, this is the thing that we are getting, but we have to fix it. So let's go to our HTML file. I think we have some mistake in the div. We want this, so let's test it. So if we want to move this div outside of this movie info container and place it here, let's see what will happen. Now save it, and now you will see, I think we are done with this second div, and now you will see the styling is looking good for this. So we have to design it like this. We have to move this movie, or we can say the overview class, outside of this movie info. So let's remove it from here, paste it here, and also for the third one. So for the third div also I will remove it and paste it here. Now what I will do is I will format the document. Let's save it, and now you will see it's looking good right now. We will also fix the styling of the overview. So let's go to the HTML file or CSS file. We have given it the, or we can say the paddings. So the paddings are 0.5 rem, I think. So it will be from top, right, bottom and left. So for top and bottom it will be these ones, different ones, and for left and right it will be this one, which is 1 rem. Now we have given the styling of movie dash info class, and let's also give some letter spacing, which will be 1 pixel. Let's save it. Now let's target the span tag, which is going to be the rating, which will be 9.7, which is shown here. So let's target this span tag, and in the movie info, oops, so in the movie info we will have this span tag, and in what we want to do is we want to give it a background color. So the background color will be the primary color that we want to give it. So let's give it a primary color, primary dash color, and underneath this what I want to do is I want to give it a padding. So first of all let's say it, and now you will see we will have a background color for this. If I will refresh the page, so just give it a padding first of all, and then you will see the changes. And so the padding is going to be the 0.25 rem from top and bottom and 0.5 rem from left and right. So this will be the padding for this span tag. And next I want to give it a border radius. So the border radius, I think it will be something like 3 pixel. We have also used 3 pixels earlier, and font weight will be bold. So font weight will be bold. Let's save it. So also fix this spelling mistake, which is the primary color. Let's save it and go to our file. As you will see, you are not saying this background primary color because both of these colors are same. And what I will do is, so just change the background color for this. So let's use a white color so you can see the changes. Now you will see if I have used white, you can see the changes clearly. And the next thing that I want to do is, so what we will do is just give it a secondary color. So remove this background, just give it a background color of secondary, and now you will see we have this secondary background color, and this white color will be moved, we will change it into these colors, which are yellow and red and different ones based on the rating of the websites. So let's go to the code editor, and underneath this movie info span, now I want to target the different colors. For example, the classes for the green, yellow, red. So let's target it. And what we want to target is we want to target the same class which will be the movie info span. Copy it. So oops, paste it here. And when it will have a class of green, we want to give it a color of green. Oops. So just give it a color of green. I will use light green color for it. And when just copy it and paste it two more times. One more time. Oops. And when it will have a class of orange, it will have a color of orange. And then for the red one, it will have a class of red. So now what I will do is I will save it and go to my HTML file. So here is span tag. Let's see. So here is span tag. Give it a class of green. Let's save it, and now let's see how it's looking. Now you will see. Let's refresh the page. So it's not looking, or it's not updating. Let's see what's happening. Go to our code editor in the style sheet. Now go to the HTML file, and here is we have given it a class of green. Now you see for it is working for this one. So just give it a background color. So as you will see, it's not looking good right now because we are not seeing it clearly. So what we can do is we can move to this span tag. Just give it a background color of white, and let's see how it will look now. Now you will see it's looking good. So give it a different colors to all of these span tags in these divs. So for the second one, it will have a class of red, and for the first one it will have a class of orange. Now give it a class of orange. Let's save it, and now you will see our span tags are looking good and the designing is looking perfect. Now the next step is we want to target the overview section. So let's go to the CSS file. So in this CSS file, just target it overview, and in the overview we want the background color to be secondary color. So the background color is going to be the where secondary color, so it will be this one. Oops. And the next thing is going to be the color. Oops. So the color for this is going to be the primary color that we have given it earlier in the root. So it will be a primary color. Let's save it, and underneath this we want to give it a padding. So the padding is going to be the 2 rem. Position is going to be the absolute. Let's save it, and now you will see it's not looking good because we have given it a position of absolute, and we have to give the properties such as top, left, bottom, right, something like this. So just give it a left of 0. So the left will be 0, bottom, right, so this will be 0, and then I want to give it a maximum height. So the max height that it will have will be the 100%. Let's save it, and now you will see it will have a max height of 100%. Now what we want to do is we want to hide this as a default, and when we will hover on this movie container we want to show it. So for this what I will do is I will give it a transform property to it. Oops. So what this transform property will do is it will translate. So we will use the translate y property, and we will use 101% for this. So let's save it, and now you will see it will hide. So 101% will hide it. So let's move to the next line. Also give it a transition for this. So the transition, we want it from for the transform property, and it will be 0.3 second and with is. Let's save it. And now when we hover on this movie, we want this to show up. So let's go here and under this div, target the movie. And when we will hover on this movie, what we want to do is we want to target the overview, and we want to change the transform property of this. So let's target the transform property, translate y to 0 to 0. Let's save it, and now let's test it. Now you will see when I am hovering on this, it's looking good and amazing. So as you will see the transition. So we are done with the styling of our app. Now the main part of this project is starting now, because we want to get the data from these APIs that we will get from the movies database, and then we will implement it in our JavaScript file. So I have already got my APIs, so I will tell you how you can use your APIs. You can also use my API, but I will recommend you to use your own. So for this you have to log in to your account here, and when you will log in you have to go to more and this API section. And when you will go to this API section, what you have to do is you have to click on this line. In this line API documentation, you have to click on this link, which is developers.themoviedb.org. So when I will go to this documentation here in this link, now you will see the loading API docs, and it will log and it will take few seconds. Now let's see some other examples. I will click on discover examples. So what we want to do is you can use the different APIs here. For example, you can arrange movies such as on the basis of release date, popularity, for example which movies are highest rated in this sequence. But what I want to do is I want to use this, which is on the basis of popularity. So I will use this. So let's go here, and now you will see this is loaded. Now what I want to do is you have to focus on this line and click on this API link, and when you will click on the API link you will go into this main page. So here this is the API that we will use, and this is the method, or we can say the sequence that we have to use. For example, this is the thing I have copied from this website and I have pasted here. And after this, so this is the version 3, you have to copy this, and then what you have to do is, so I will paste it here. You have to copy this, and then what you have to do is you have to tell them what kind of movies you want. So for example, if I want these popular movies, you have to copy this and paste it here in front of it. And next what you have to do is you have to give them the API key of yours. So this is, for example, API key is going to be this one. So after this what we will do is we will use this and sign. So the API key is going to be here, which will be your, for example I will remove it from here. So the API key for mine is going to be this one, so I will copy it and paste it here. So let's copy it and paste it here. So this will be the URL for getting the movies. So for example, if I go to the demo app, here all of the movies that you are seeing now is these based on this URL, so on the basis of the popularity. So let's go to our code editor. I will remove it from here. Oops. So let's remove it. So this is the movie URL that we have to use. Now in the next step is this image path. So when we will get the data, you will see why we are using this image path and this search URL. So the search URL is going to be the same thing. For example, the base API is going to be the same one, which is this one. And then just we have to use this search term. Instead of discover, we have to use this search term, and then we have to pass it the API key. So you can pause the video and copy this. So for example, I will move it in the next line. Now what you can do is you can copy all of this content, and then you can rearrange it. So I can undo the changes, and now let's save it. And now let's move to the next step, which are going to be the getting data from the this movies database. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to select these things such as the form, the main IDs from it, and the search icon. So now just remove all of these movies from here, because what we will do is we will get all of these movies from the movie database and we will show it here. Now you will see our app is empty. So let's go to the JavaScript file, and here what I will do is I will select the form by using the document.getElement by id. So it will have a form. Next, what I want to do is I want to select the search, and here we will use document.getElement by id search, and then we want to select the main. So it will be the same one, document.getElement by id. We have given it an id of main. So let's save it. And underneath this, what I want to do is I want to run the function for this JavaScript file. So when our app will load, it will automatically show this these movies on reload. So for this we will create the function which will be get movies. So let's create this function. So it will be oops so just use the function keyword and then get movies. So these movies will have some API which we will pass to it. So API URL, and then what I want to do is I want this to be async function. So instead before the function keyword we will use the async word, and then we will use the const response variable, and in this variable we will store the data that we will get from this API. So we will use await, then we will use the fetch, and then we will use the URL. So just give it the name of URL because we have used the API URL name for this API, so it will mix up if we use the same color for two different things. So in the next step, what I want to do is we will get the data, or we can say the movies, and we want to convert it into the JSON format, because what it will do is we will get not get the data in the JSON format. So I will log it here, which will be the data dot results. Let's save it. Now in the next step, what I want to do is I want to give it add an event listener to this form, which will be the submit, and then we will run the function which will be the callback function. Uh, it will have an event listener, or we can say it will have an event. So what we want to do is when we want will submit this form. So if you will move it here, if we will submit the form, what it will do is it will refresh the page. So we don't want to refresh the page, so we want to prevent the default behavior. So for this I will use prevent default. The next thing that I want to do is I will get, for example, the value that I'm getting adding here. I want to get this value, and from this value I want to search. So for example, if I will search here, for example, first, now you will see based on this value our search results are coming. For example, the first purge, first man, first blood, and these kinds of things. So I will get the value for this search term, which will be the search value. So we will use search dot value, So the search value will be stored in this value, in this variable, which will be this search value. Next thing that we want to check is that search value should not be an empty one. So for this, if we will have an search value, and also the our search value will not be an empty string. So for this, search value will not be an empty string. So if these conditions will met, then what I want to do is want to call this function, and then I want to pass this, which is going to be the search URL which I have at the above, and also the search value. So the search value is going to be the variable, which is the value we have got from here. So what will be this search URL? So when I will hover on it, you will see here we have this search URL, which will be this one that I have explained earlier, how you can use this search API. And what we will do is, at the end of query, at this place we will add this value that we have added in this search input field. So this is the search URL, and at the end, or we can say query will be equal to the search value that we will add in the input field. So as you will see, if we have a search value and our search value will not be an empty string, then we will call this function and pass this as an argument, and then we want to clear the input field. So the for next term, the search value will be an empty one. So now we will clear the input field. So for the else condition, what we want to do is we want the window to be reload. So for example, if there will be empty string for it, or this string will have no value, and we submit the form, then it what it will do is it will just reload the page. So in this way we will call this get movies function. So we also want to run this get movies function here at the beginning of the app, and the URL will be the API URL. So this will be the URL here. So what it will do is when our app will load, this function will run, and we will pass this API as an argument to this function, and this function will receive this parameter, and then it will fetch data from it, convert the data here, and it will console.log data, and we will create another function for because we want these movies to be display. Now what I want to do, so when we will add some term in the search form, then what it will do is instead of passing this API uh, as an argument, it will pass this search term and the search value as an API into this function, and it will get the movies on the basis of this search term. Now let's go to the browser and let's inspect it, and let's see if we're getting data or not. So in the console we are getting the undefined on line 17. Let's go to code editor and let's see what's happening here. Now we are logging the data that we are getting from it, but the result is showing us is that undefined. So let's see what is going on here. So we are running the async function get movies URL, then we are fetching the result from this URL. So this URL is going to be this one, which is the API URL, and then the response that we are getting, we are converting it into the JSON data. So here is the mistake, we have to await it for it. So let's use this await response.json, and when we will save it, now you will see we are getting the result. So as you will see, we are getting the result from this API, and now what we will do is we will implement these data into our DOM. Now let's go to here, and now what I want to do is so let's search some term also here. So what I will do is I will search something from here. So for example, first, and now you will see it's not logging because we have just logged this data that we are getting. Now let's create a function so to display the movies. So as you will see, we are getting the data but we are not showing any of the movies into our app. So we will create a function, so this function will display these movies. Now go to our code editor. So I will create a function. So function will be display movies. So it will receive an argument which will be the movies, and then what it will do is it will, first of all, what we want to do is we want to clear the everything that is in the main section, or we can say main dot inner html. We will remove it everything. So this will be the main dot inner html, and when we want to display the movies we don't want anything here. So in the next step what I want to do is I want to run a loop on this. So for this we use movies dot for each, and then we will have a callback function for this. Oops, not two curly braces. And in this parentheses or as an parameter that we will receive, it will be the individual movie for this. And as you will see here in the console, in the movie we have different properties such as the backdrop path and different information. Let's see in single movie. So as you will see, we have here vote count, vote average, title of the movie, the release date, poster path, and there are different of these things. So let's use a destructuring here, and what I will do is I will get data from this. So the data that we want to get from this individual movie is going to be the title, and the next thing will be the poster path. So it will be the poster underscore path, and we also want the vote average for, not the vote path, it will be the vote average. And the last thing that we want to get is the overview. So this will be the text about the movie, and we will get it from the individual movie. So let's save it, and underneath this, so we are getting these data from here. So for example, if I will open an individual movie here, now you will see we are getting the title, the vote average, the poster path, this overview, and we are getting these things. So all of these things will be stored in these variables. Now the next thing is going to be that we want to create a div. So in the main we want to create the movie div. So let's create the div. Let's create, first of all, create a variable with the name of movie element, and then we will use document dot create element. Create, so it will be the create element, and the element that we want to create will be the div. So let's save it, and this div will have some class name. So this movie element will have some class name. So it will be class list dot add. So it will have a class name of movie. So as you see in our the css file, here we have a class of movie that we have style. So this class name will be for this individual movie. Now what I want to do is, now we have this movie, what we want to do is we want to append the individual movie into the main container. So the main container is going to be this main, which is empty right now. Now before appending this movies element into the, we can say, the main container, what we want to do is I want to add the individual items such as images, overview, the title and rating to this movie element. And when we will append it, when we will create the complete movie element, we will append it to the main container. So first of all, what I want to do is I will use the movie element, or we can say movies element, and the inner HTML is going to be the template literals. So in the template literals, what I will do is, so first of all we want the image, so it will be image, Now what I want to do is I want to put this poster path in this image source, so we will have an image. So the source for this image is going to be, so let's use, so first of all what I will do is I will provide the poster path and also the image path. So first of all I will give it the image path, and then what I will do is I will concatenate the poster path that we will get from here. So it will be this one. Oops, what's happening? Control Z. So we have to use the dollar sign and the curly braces. Then I will pass the poster path. So this poster path will be the this one which we will get after the destructuring. And then what I will do is for the alt tag we will use the title. So the title is going to be this one. Then we will close this tag. So if you are confused about what is this image path and the poster path, I will show you here. So let's go to the console and let's open the individual element, and here you will see that the poster path that we are getting is not the complete URL, it is just the path, and then we have the URL here, and we will append this path into this URL. In this way we will get the image. So here is the image that we want to show, and underneath this what we want to do is we will create a div with the class of movie dash info, and in this div what we will have is we will have a title and we will have a span tag. So for the title we will use the h3 tag. So in this h3 tag we will have a title, so it will be this one, and then we will have a span tag. So for the span tag what we will have is we will have this vote average, so it will be the vote underscore average. Let's save it, and we also want to give it a class. So the class that I want to give it, so we will create the function for this. So this is the reason, because as you will see the different colors for, so here are the same colors. So as you will see the different colors such as red, green, yellow, based on the rating we want to create these colors. So for this what we will do is I will create a function with the name of, first use the dollar sign curly braces to write the JavaScript here. So I will create a function get classes by rating, and then I will pass, oops, we don't want space here, and then what I will do, I will pass this vote average here. So let's create this function here. So first of all let's complete it. So after completing this span tag I will create a div for the overview. So this div will have a class of our oops, this div will have a class of overview, and then in this class what I want to show is I want to show the title of our overview. It will just the text of overview, and underneath this I want to show the paragraph about the overview. Let's save it, and now let's create the function here which will say function get classes by rating. It will get the rating which is the average count, and then what I will do is I will create the if statement which will say if the rating will be less than, or we can say if the rating will be greater than or equal to 8, then what it will do is it will return green. So it will return the class of green. Else if, so for the else if statement what I want to do is if the rating will be greater than or equal to 5, then I want to return the orange. So this will be added in the this class name orange, and
in the base of the classes the color for this vote average will be changed, and for the else statement if the for we can say rating will be less than 5, then we want to return the class of red. So let's save it, and now one thing that I want to do is I will go underneath this string. Now you will see there is nothing here. This is because we have this movie element and we have a main, which is this one, which is this main tag. This is empty. We want to append this movie element into this main tag. So let's use main dot append child, and in the append child what I will do is I will pass this movies element. Now you will see a complete magic with this line of code. You will see the data here. Now let's save it and let's see if we're getting it or not. So one thing that I want to do is, so this is the display movies. We want to pass this the data dot results as an argument to this display movies. So I will call this function here display movies, and the data dot results I will pass as an argument to this. So this will be the movies that we will get. Now we are getting the error cannot rate type property for each of undefined display moves. Let's refresh the page. Now we are getting the error. So let's see what's going on here. I will go to the code editor. So here is the data that we're passing. So we have a spelling mistake. We have to pass this data dot results. Let's save it and go to our file. And now you will see we are not displaying the images. We are getting the complete data from our files, but we have an issue in the images just. So let's see what the issue in the images. So for this I will go to the code editor. So in the code editor, let's see what's going on here. Let's save and check. So we are getting the error. Refresh the page. So in the terminal I will check what's going on here. So we are getting some error about the images. So we will fix it. So first of all, fix this error. So in our JavaScript file, let's see what's going on here. So this is the image. Here we are getting the image. So we are getting the poster path, and we are concatenating it. So let's see what's going on here. We have an image path and we're concatenating it. So the mistake is that we have to use a single curly braces to concatenate it. We don't have to use the double ones. So we will use something like this, such as the image path plus we will use the poster path to concatenate it. Let's save it, and now you will see the result here. Now you will see we are getting the data, and we are successfully getting all of the data from our movies, and we have successfully completed our task. Now you will see all of our code is working right now. And let's see if search thing is working or not. So our search thing is also working. Yeah, it's looking good and amazing one. We have also implemented the search functionality for it. So as you will see, our app is working properly and good one. So let's refresh the page, and here you will see all of our movies are showing clearly. So in this tutorial you have learned about the fetch API, how to get the data from the third party APIs, how to integrate it into the your HTML with the vanilla JavaScript. So we have also implemented the search functionality. So you have learned a lot of things from this video. So if you want some different projects in the future, just tell me in the comments. And also don't forget to like the video, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icons, and also comment to this video. Now if you want go to my channel, I have a different playlists from different courses. So for example, for Node.js I have a complete playlist which is going on. I am uploading videos on three of these playlists right now, which is the JavaScript course for projects for beginners, data structure and algorithms, and about Node.js. And I also have these tutorials about the complete projects about HTML and CSS. If you want to learn anything about it, you can follow these playlists. So don't forget to hit this subscribe button, which will be here in your PC or laptop or mobile. So this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed this project. I will keep uploading the similar type of projects in the future. So have a nice day. Bye.